What an amazing season. I love fall. How many of you are excited about this beautiful fall Saturday? I want to invite you to share this stream with anybody that you love. Today is going to be awesome. I got some good stuff for you. And one of my earliest mentors, much older than me, he was in his 70s when I was like 24, right? But Dave and I got a hold of an old cassette tape called The Art of Exceptional Living. Have any of you guys ever heard of Jim Rohn? The great Jim Rohn was one of my favorite mentors. And I will tell you, not only did I love him, my kids cut their teeth listening to Jim Rohn. I dragged them all to Dallas, Texas with everyone in our office. Believe it or not, I was like, if I'm going to work around these people, I'm going to try to help them get better. And I have a hard time being in rooms of people where the energy isn't good. So I dragged 17 people, all of our employees. And that month I had a little incentive for anyone that was on the leaderboard. And I told them, here's your tickets, meet us in Dallas. Some of them I had never met before. And it was an amazing 3-day weekend. Now, I will tell you, I learned so much in that 3 days. I still look back on those journals, but making your kids who are 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, sit through 3 days of a 70-year-old man talking about the art of exceptional living. I think for them, it was kind of like going to the dentist at the time. But today they still say, do you remember when we met Jim Rohn? Do you remember when I wrote this down in my journal? Do you remember? And I just want to give you guys a little brief synopsis of 4 questions that weekend that really, really changed my life. So if you want to change somebody's life, tag them in the comments. Let's ask some really hard questions today, right? Let's just get straight to the point. For you to be positive and just go through your life, always trying to be positive is one thing, but sometimes you got to look at the score. You got to really say, am I winning or am I getting my proverbial butt kicked, right? And these 4 questions will really make your life worthwhile. And how many of you want to live a life that's not worthwhile? Like, do you just want to go through it like a ship without a rudder and just get to the end? How many of you are feeling a little meh, a little blah? Drop in the comments. Give me an emoji of what your energy is like right now. Just explain the first word that comes to mind, because by the end of this presentation today, I really think you're going to go from feeling blah and meh and to like, let's go crush it. And that is my goal for you. So 4 questions, and they're called the 4 ifs. And I just want you to ponder this with me for the next few minutes on this episode of No Guts, No Story. And let's see what happens to you in the next 90 days, 160 days into the new year. Because every year the new year comes, right? And everyone always has these great aspirations. And then another year goes by and another month goes by, another week goes by. Don't let another day go by feeling the way you feel. Energy is everything. Everything is energy. And this is not a dress rehearsal, in case you guys haven't noticed. We're living a timeline that's going to come to an end. And at the end of that, you're either going to be laying on your deathbed like, man, I put it all out there. I did it all. Or you're going to have regret. It's the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Thank you for sharing that. Beth, thank you for being honest. So someone in the comments, Beth says, feeling depressed. Let me ask you, why are you feeling depressed? Whatever emotion you're feeling right now, let's ask why. What would happen in your life that if it would happen, you would have complete peace? What is it that if this one thing were different, you would have complete peace? So here we go. Number 1. What if you tried? What if you tried? Let's just be honest with each other. What if you tried the business? What if you tried a new eating habit? What if you tried new environment? What if you tried a new job? What if you said, I'm going to start a garden? I mean, it's fall now, so maybe not the best time, but you could plant a bunch of bulbs. What if you said, I'm going to try a new craft? I'm going to try to quilt or paint or make all these gifts for Christmas so I don't max out my credit cards. I don't make stupid decisions. Do you know how many people are stressed out right now because they're wondering, what am I going to do this year for Christmas? Now, let me ask you a serious question. If it was your last Christmas, if it was your last Christmas, some of you are like, okay, I would max out on my credit cards and make it the best Christmas. Not a good decision. Every year we do things because we think people expect things. And honestly, the next year they garage sale it. They put it on eBay. They list the clothes on Posh. They're here today, they're gone tomorrow. What if you changed your habits? What if you said, today's the day I'm going to try something new? What if you fail? Here's what I will tell you. Growing up, I tried roller skating and I got really good at it. I tried dance. I wasn't the best at it in the beginning, but went on to build two amazing dance schools with over 150 students, built them thinking my daughters would want to take them over. They didn't, right? But I tried. What if I tried and it wasn't the long play, but it took me from where I was at to where I am today? Some of you are not saying, what if I try it? And what if you fail? You know, I used to be the skate rink girl. I worked there on Saturdays and Sundays. That's one place I could babysit my siblings because I was raising 4 younger children for my mom while she was trying to survive as a single mom. Like if I was going to have a job, I had to do something where I could take my kids, and I was 12. Not even kidding. So I got really good at skating because I could take them there, babysit them, make money, babysit them on the skating rink. And I would every Sunday, Dave Pitcock would come to the skating rink. I would wear the tight jeans and I had all the cute roller skates. Like it was fun. I loved it. And I got really good. So there was a game called Limbo. And every Saturday and every Sunday, we would play Limbo. And we always knew this one kid, Nick White, he was going to win Limbo. He wasn't the most popular kid. He wasn't the best at everything. A lot of times he got bullied. He didn't live in a mansion. He lived right behind my grandma in a little modest house. His family went through a lot of stuff, but I will tell you, he always won at Limbo. He had a competitive spirit. Nobody could beat him on the skating rink. And this was back in the days of Xanadu. So like his confidence came from, I'm the skater boy, right? The moral to the story is every time we lowered the bar, somebody would get kicked out and they would lose. But the next time around, they would get better. They would get better. They would get better. Now, why do we put such a validation on what we're doing for everyone for Christmas? Why do we validate if we're going to be successful if we win the game? Why are we so concerned if we get validation from everyone else when the real play, the real game is we against ourselves? So what if you tried something new? What if you tried? What if you tried to climb a mountain? What if you didn't succeed? As long as you didn't die, right? Some people say, I'm going to get to the top of that mountain. Jim Rohn said, even if you have to sneak up the back, find a way to win. Find a way to win. And some of you are not saying, I'm going to try anything. You're stuck in a rut. The only difference in a rut and a grave is one has a lid on it. And when you're in a rut, you feel low. You feel depressed. You feel no adventure, no uncertainty, no excitement, no enthusiasm. It's just mundane. You're like Eeyore. It's another gloomy day. Like that is how you're living your life. What if you tried? Write that question down. What if you tried? Find a way that you can win. Failing and failing and failing and failing over and over again is better than never trying. The next question is, what have you learned? You know, when I would fall playing Limbo, when I would fall turning on my skates, when I would fall doing a certain jump, I would get back up. Did it hurt? Yes, it hurt. Did it bruise? It absolutely bruised. Did it hurt my ego a little bit? It did. But I continued to get back up, to get back up, to get back up, to get back up. And I learned to be the best girl at skating. What did I do when I started a salon? I tried it. I didn't know if I would love it. I loved it. What did I do when I messed up a hair color? I found a mentor to color correct. What did I do when I overprocessed the hair? I found a way to condition it, get it back to good strength, and win. I could not be the best at cutting hair, coloring hair, styling hair, perming hair if I didn't have someone to practice on, right? So we have to be thinking, not what have I tried and failed? The real question, ask yourself, what if I learned? What if I learned by trying and error and wrong and failure? It's experience. My wisdom today, even doing No Guts, No Sorry, is that I've done it 1,000 times. I've done it every Saturday since 2006, nonstop, missed very few Saturdays. And sometimes I'm like, I hope this is good. Sometimes it is, sometimes it may not be. Brevity, I'm learning. Keeping it short is better. I've tried long, I've tried short. Today it's going to be brief. People don't have a long attention span. It doesn't mean that I'm not good at what I do. It means that people are messed up, right? And that's the truth. Here's a big one. Number one, if you try. Number two, if you learn. Number three, this is big. Write this down. What if you stay? What if you stay? And this is a lesson that I had to learn: discernment, discipline, focus. People don't have that. People don't have discernment. People don't have discipline, and people don't have focus because everybody is looking at what everyone else is doing. So yesterday, Dave and I went and looked at some properties, and it was fun. We were dreaming of this massive legacy I'm going to build, massive impact, massive dream, centers all over the world. I know I'm going to do it. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I know I'm going to do it. And yesterday I was like, Dave, I really need to fill my cup. Like, some of you work, and you don't even know why you're working. Like, I didn't need to start a new company. I didn't need to do 10 hours of Zoom every day. I didn't need to drain all my savings. I didn't need to invest all my money in something new. I could have lived comfortably the rest of my life. But I said, what if I try? What if I learn? And what if I stay in this industry, in an industry that's so ugly right now that it's hard to even watch? But I was like, what if I could try to make it better? What if I could learn a new way, a pivot? What if I could stay in an industry that I love instead of leaving when everyone else is saying, let's leave? Here's the reality. Staying power is really a superpower. People plant in the spring. If they don't see the seeds coming up, they leave before fall. They leave before harvest. They leave before they even get the water coming out of the well that they've been pumping. I'll get married. Oh, if it doesn't work, I'll get a divorce. Oh, I'm with her. I'm with him. We have a few kids. No big deal. I don't like him. I'm going to go over here. Okay. I'm going to start this job. If they don't give me the raise, I'm going to quit and go somewhere else. Always looking for the next best deal. Always looking. There's no staying power. There's no legacy being built. There's no history being made. People are just, I call them jumpers. And it's not bad because, eventually they're going to learn staying power. Everybody's got to learn. There was a day in my life where I didn't have staying powers. My ego got hurt. I felt like I was entitled. I got my panties in a bunch. I was all mad and I decided I'm just going to leave. Now, there's times when you got to leave. I've left things because of a lack of integrity. I've left things because of narcissists and abuse. I'm not saying stay where it's not ever going to work. Like, time is not on your side. You've got to make your own decisions, but stop planting in the spring and leaving before fall. This property we went and looked at yesterday was gorgeous. Okay, the first one, 300 acres. I had some bad mojo. I mean, even if it was a good price, I don't think I would want the energy of the land. Then we went to another place. Beautiful home. Definitely not the perfect fit for what I want to build. And then we went to another one. And this one was a beautiful 36 acres. They had gotten it ready to make like a campground or condos, right? Hidden gem in a beautiful area, already had all the water, all the sewer was built, and there was these huge cement basement foundations, 3 of them. And we were standing there. They had built the 10 slip dock. They had plumbed and put electric in 36 places. Now, my mom owns a campground. And one thing I know, if you have land and you charge people just to park on the land, that's a genius move, right? So I'm looking at this, and my entrepreneur mind is just going crazy. I could build a camp. I could build a huge, tall center that would house tons of people. I could build a sober home. I could build, there was deer, there was wildlife, there was water, there was peace, there was trees. I was looking around, and Dave and I said to the realtor, what are these? He's like, this is the foundation that the guy built. This is where the offices were going to be. This is where the beginning phase was going to start for this empire he was building. And Dave and I said, what happened? And he said, well, it was very stressful. The couple ended up getting a divorce, and they split the land right down the middle. He got one side, she got the other side, and eventually they sold it to an investor. I go, well, what about the investor? Oh, the investor ran all the electric, ran all the water, got all the sites ready. It could be a full development with 30 lots of houses. Imagine this, you guys. A lot is 300,000 a lot here. It's on the water. There's 36 of them with water and electricity. And they didn't stay. They didn't stay. Life got them, right? The marriage fell apart. The stress was too high. The communication wasn't good. Whatever crept in and destroyed the dream of what could be. And Dave and I are just walking around. I had to FaceTime my mom. I go, Mom, this is like a jackpot. And my mom says, with her wisdom, because she's tried, because she's learned, because she's stayed, she said, Barb, it's not the 2 million to buy the land that you got to think about. It's, are you going to stay to invest the next 2 million? Like, don't be so quick on excitement to just make a move, right? So discernment, you've got to have discernment to where you can literally say, is this what I really want to do? So what if I try? What if I learn? What if I stay? Staying power. Everybody's a jumper right now. Everybody's a jumper. In my industry of network marketing, it's literally driving me crazy. I see so much potential in someone, build a relationship, plant the seed, even get a little bit in the soil, starting to fertilize it. And right before huge success, I want to go do this. I want to go do that. Well, if I just take my same 10 people that I just planted and I go plant them over here and I go plant them over there and I go plant them over there, there's no commitment. There's no staying power. And let me tell you guys, you can't even tell them. Do you know why? They have to try. They have to learn. They have to fail before they're going to get the wisdom. Let me tell you, 30 years in this industry, a lot of failures, a lot of tries, a lot of learns, a lot of wisdom. I have staying power. I want you guys to think about this. What are some things that help you stay with something? Good communication. People don't communicate. They assume. They take things personally. They make assumptions. They don't even know. They just assume and they run. They don't have staying power in a relationship, in a church, in a fitness center, in a dance school, in a salon. You've got to communicate. People can't read your mind. They don't know. And here's what I've learned. People make decisions based on emotion. They make decisions based on influence. Influencers everywhere. Oh, if she's doing it, I should probably do it. No, she got paid to tell you that, right? Here's the thing that I have learned. Ask yourself the hard questions. What if I tried? What if I learned? What if I had staying power? What if I could actually commit, have integrity, have loyalty, build a legacy, learn to communicate? People don't have staying power. People don't even try. People are not learning. They're not learning. They're like puppets. Somebody else is pulling all the strings. They don't have any conviction. They don't have a purpose. They don't have a mission. Let me tell you guys something. I have a mission. Nothing. I have an unwavering faith that nothing will stop. I'm trying it. I'm learning it. I'm staying with it. I'm not stopping. Here's the thing: repetition, 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 repetition. You can't keep changing your story. Your story is the truth. What is your story? Why are you doing what you're doing? Why are you where you are right now, feeling the way that you're feeling? You said how you felt at the beginning of this. Why? Why? It's on you. You're saying, why would this happen to me? Who would you want it to happen to? Like, you're going through what you're going through for your own try, for your own learn, for your own purpose, for your own mission. Here's the problem: people are crafting a message that's not the truth. People are crafting a message to justify that they won't stay. People are crafting a message to justify why they're failing, blaming it on everyone else with no responsibility that at the end of the day, I co-created the entire mess that I'm in, and that mess will be the message. Make it a good one, guys. Make it a good one. Tell the truth. Be vulnerable. Humble yourself a little bit. Yesterday, my son and I were having a deep talk. I was hot. I was sweating. I was in a garage across the street, looking at all of my mother-in-law's belongings, collecting dust, a low vibrational emotion, just sitting there talking to him, pondering, do I keep it all because I don't want to let it go? Or do I sell it? Nah, I don't want to sell it. I'll keep storing it or pay to store it, right? One day, someday, my kids are going to want this stuff. But grief, right? Going through grief. So what I did, I answered my son. We were having a long talk, and I just had my head leaned up in the garage like this on an old couch that I love that really doesn't fit in the room. And we were just talking, and he takes a screenshot and he goes, Mom, I posted this. I hope you don't care. I said, guess what, Chance? I don't care. It's the truth. I'm 53. My eyes don't look like they did when I was 30, and I'm not going to fake it. I don't need a filter. I use great skincare, and man, it does tighten them up a little bit. But here's the reality. I'm a 53-year-old woman with wisdom. I have staying power. I've been through grief. I've been through pain. I've been through betrayal. I've had kids struggle with addiction. I've had faith that was sometimes questioned to where I was like, is God really real? And at the end of the day, I'm still showing up, whether I feel like it or not. I'm authentic. I'm real. I'm going to get personal with you. And if you can't handle it, unfollow. But here's what you're not going to get from me. You're not going to get a jumper. You're not going to get someone that changes the story. You're not going to get someone that has faith sometimes. You know, at the end of the meeting, when everyone's gone and my good friends and top leaders say, okay, Barb, now that everybody's gone, tell us what it's really like. This is what it's like, guys. I am a real ass person with real emotions, with kids that have struggles, with a husband that has been in the deep, with someone who has endured so much pain that I'm at a point in my life, I'm going to stand up, conquer the mountain, and make impact. And I'm going to ask you a really hard question. When are you going to stand up? Quit letting people slap you around. When are you going to say, listen, don't talk to me like that ever again? Because I'm not putting up with it. Listen, stop wasting my time. This is not a dress rehearsal. I'm not trying to be involved with someone that's halfway in. You know, we're going to have a lot of people that are halfway in. That's just the way people think it is right now. But let me tell you a little secret. I have not met anyone that's halfway in with a bank account that I would trade with. I have not met anybody that's halfway committed with a marriage that I would want to learn success tips from. I have not met anyone that's halfway in that's a champion. And you've got to ask yourself, do I want to be mediocre at best, or do I want to be the best? Do I want to be in a mediocre company where the money's good, but I don't really believe in it? Do I want to be with a mediocre church where, they kind of believe, but not really, but it feels good? Do I want to be with mediocre people, with mediocre dreams, with mediocre faith, with mediocre success? Or do I want to be a part of a bunch of winners? And here's where it starts. You got to be the winner. Quit looking around for someone else to give you something. In my industry, I have so many people, oh yeah, I'm going to give her this. I'm going to give her that. That is telling them they can't do it on their own. You think I'm going to give something to my children? They're going to work. They're going to work, because one day when I'm not here, they're not going to say, I wish I would have known how to do this on my own. My mom gave me everything I had. No, they're going to work. They learn the skills that pay the bills. You need a coach that will tell you what you need to hear, and stop looking for this entitled mentality where because you are who you are, you deserve this. No, they don't owe you anything. Nobody owes you anything. At the end of the day, you've got to make a way for you, for your family, for your children, for your grandchildren, for the people around you to see you win. And if you're not winning where you're at, change your environment, change your thinking, try something different. Be willing to learn, be willing to fail, be willing to fall down and get back up and say, that really sucked, but I'm better now. Let me tell you guys, there are a lot of people doing a polished presentation. There's a lot of hype out there. One thing I can tell you that is my superpower, I have an incredible intuition. I don't have ESP, but I can definitely read people. And if you're a woman and you're watching this, so can you. Stop ignoring the signals. It says in the Bible, it literally says in the Bible something about, what does it say? There's a sheep, there's a shepherd, and then there are wolves, right? And sometimes the sheep are not really sheep. They're dressed like sheep. They talk like sheep. They walk like sheep. They even look like sheep. They eat and poop like sheep, but they're not sheep. They're a wolf dressed like a sheep. Now, in my early parts of my career, Dave and I got in a couple of business deals where I was like, this is going to be awesome. Like, I think it's going to be awesome. He seems like a nice guy. But in my gut, it was like, was that real or was he acting? Like, I knew it. Lesson learned. I ignored the warning signs. I knew it deep down. I just didn't want to believe that, because that would be painful. That would mean I might not make the money. I might not get the opportunity. I might not be recognized or fit in the circle. Guys, no more. Women have an uncanny, we feel it. Jim Rohn says men in the beginning of time were the producers, not the protectors. They went out, killed the buffalo, brought it back, and said, I killed the buffalo for you, family. I'm going to feed you. Do you know what the mom did? Do you know what the woman did? She wasn't the producer. She wasn't the worker. And I'm all for women in business. Don't get me wrong. I love business. I crush it every single day. It doesn't matter what I do. I don't mind being a provider in my family. Dave and I have always worked together. There's no ego. There's no I'll clean the toilet. I'll mow the lawn. Dave will clean the toilet. He'll mow the lawn. We don't split up our money and say, look what you did, look what I did. No, we are one and we crush it together. But in the beginning of times, there was this role where the woman was the protector. And in your heart, your instinct, your gut, part of the reason why we named our company Frequence was your sixth sense. God is within every single one of you. If you would just be still and listen, deep down, Why do you know and you don't do? Why do you hear and you don't listen? To know and not to do, write this down. It's not to know. I don't care how many hundreds of times you hear it. To know and not to do is not to know. Stop ignoring the signals. If you see your credit cards are maxing out, you see your bank account is going down, do something. Why do people think in my profession, this is ego versus bank account. And this might be with a lot of you. Too embarrassing to go get a real job. I mean, what will people think if I have to go to work? So you're going to lay there and complain about your debt and your bills? If you went to work, you would meet new people, you would have more money, you would have more enthusiasm, more ambition, and there's a million things you could do. Your ego won't let you go do what you need to do. It's ego versus bank account. Quit driving the new car, quit wearing name brand clothes, move out of the mansion, and humble yourself. Humility will set you free. When Dave and I decided we were selling every TV in our house, we were going to share one car. We weren't going out to eat anymore. We were making pigs in a blanket. We were saving money instead of that fun feeling of, oh, let's go shopping. We were so depressed. We were so low. We thought if we went and bought a new car, we would feel better. We did for a day. Then the taxes came. Then the insurance came. Then we couldn't tag it. Then we were like, this sucks. Look good, smell good. Everybody thinks you're a big deal. Guess what? Those people don't care. What if you humbled yourself a little bit and you got some peace of mind? You said, what if I tried something? What if I learned something? What if I stayed it through and I didn't keep giving up at the first sign of resistance? I will tell you, I never attack anyone, whether they left my salon, left my dance school, left my business. I just let them go. You know what I say? They got to go learn exactly like I did. But then they come back to me and they say, Barb, I can't believe you didn't get mad at me. I can't believe you didn't tell me. Like, would you take me back? Always, always. Here's why. I have no ego. I do not hold a grudge. I practice the art of allowing. Let everybody go do all the stupid things you had to do to learn, to grow, to live, to one day really have success. And when they want to be taught and they want to be coached and they want to be free and they want to be successful and they want a great marriage and they want a stronger faith and they want to be debt free and they want to wake up happy and they want to feel good now, then you can teach them. But here's the thing. Most people's teachability index is so low that it doesn't matter if you handed them the greatest opportunity in their life, the best real estate investment. Yesterday, I was like, Dave, this is so good. I called 10 friends. They each go in 200,000. It's done. We each put in 200,000. We make 12 million. Like, this is a dream come true. And Dave's like, what are you talking about? Who's going to do that? Most people wouldn't risk. Most people wouldn't try. Most people are not willing to learn or fail. They're just going to stay stuck in a rut. Whether I'm selling them a $4.99 gold pack or a $200,000 idea, most people won't try. Most people don't learn. Most people never say, what if I try? What if I learn? What if I fail? They don't do the things. So let's go back. I made some notes. What if you learn? What if you try? What if you stay? And the most important, what if you cared? What if you cared? Here's the problem. Most people don't care. They care about themselves. They care about their own bottom line. They care about their money. They care about their family. They care about their time they have to sacrifice. They care about their efforts. They're the one that's the smartest. It's their group. It's their idea. Egos have destroyed 3 multi-million-dollar empires that I have built in my career. And guess what? I'm done. I'm done with the egotistical people. I don't even want to be around them. Like, you got to have a little bit of ego because that's what really drives the train. Someone that knows, like, I'm good. I'm going to boss up. I'm going to win. I'm going to be number one. But there's a difference in ego and someone that's just so full of pride. They won't have humility. So number 4, the most important one, what if you cared? I have this incredible capacity to love so hard, to love so much, to love so big. What if you cared even a little bit? I bet you would get better results. You can't force yourself to care about other people. Like it takes you going through some stuff to really say, wow, I should be a little more kind. I should be a little more compassionate. Like when your brother-in-law kills himself after your dad's brother killed himself, when your daughter overdoses, when your mother-in-law dies in your arm, like you're going to realize I don't really give two shits about a Cadillac ESV in the driveway. And I definitely don't need 4 mansions. I don't. I need to make impact. I care. I want to help the addict. I want to help the person grieving. I went through a bankruptcy at 23. Dave was 24. I want to help the person that's freaking broke, that can't pay their bills, that doesn't have the staying power in the relationship because they're having financial pressure. Guys, they can't take you to jail because you don't pay your bills. They're not going to take your kids. Why are you having a heart attack, depression, and not living your best life based on bills? Stop spending money. Stop spending money. Set up a little plan to become debt free. Sacrifice a little bit. Change the narrative. Humble yourself a little bit and care more about other people than you care about yourself. I think about when you care a little bit, you'll get some results, but when you care a lot, you'll be number one. When you care more about other people than you do your own benefit, you're going to change the world. And that's just where Dave and I are. We care so much about other people. It's not what you say. What you say is 20% of anything you're selling, anything you're doing. How you really feel, the emotion, the story, the humility, the mission that's so much bigger than the commission, that's why you're going to be around when everyone else is gone. Quit worrying about the new shiny object. There's a new company that starts every single day in my industry, and it is dog eat dog. They'll call my top leaders. We'll pay you $30,000 to come here. Don't do that. Barb's a bad person. You should come over here. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Because anyone that would leave me is not supposed to be with me. I don't even deserve that kind of leadership, right? I myself have to look in the mirror and say, if we're going to be the best, we're going to develop the best leaders, not gossip, not toxic, not people that are stirring the pot, starting shit every other day. That tears down the empire, guys. If you want to really build an empire, I don't care if it's a salon, a dance school, a church, a network marketing business, a women's retreat for addicts in recovery. Here's the first thing I say. We don't tolerate any drama. We don't tolerate any egos. We don't tolerate any gossip. And if you did it, I would be like, dude, are you building the empire or tearing it down? Like, that's not building up anything. That's tearing down. And you guys watch, just keep watching. Just keep watching. God's going to bless. God is going to bless everything in your life when you say, I'm going to humble myself. I'm going to try. I'm going to make a move. God's going to make a move. I'm going to put myself out there. I'm going to learn. I'm going to be willing to fail, get up, get better, get better, get better, get better. And lastly, guys, I'm going to care. I'm going to care about the single mom that can't pay her bills. I'm going to care about the couple who is in the middle of a separation based on stress and bills and addiction and temptation and all the things of the world that are so temporary. I'm going to care about the addict that is shooting up with a needle every single day just because they don't know how to survive. I'm not going to judge. I mean, I'm not going to enable them. I'm going to be quite honest. Like, sometimes you need to say, I need help. I need help with my debt. I need help with my marriage. I need help with my addiction. I need help with my career. I need a mentor. And when you say, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. But some of you, you have never said, I'm going to try. I'm going to learn. I am going to learn. I'm going to stay. I'm going to have this unwavering spirit. I'm going to plant my flag. I'm going to make a commitment. I'm going to stay. And lastly, I'm going to care. So I hope you guys got something out of today. I didn't start out with all of those ifs. I learned them through really hard lessons in my life. When you lose everything once, that'll give you some humility. When you lose it a second time, you'll be good and pissed off. By the time you lose it a third time, you're going to be like, okay, God, what is the lesson I'm not learning here? Like, what is wrong with me? Right? You look internally instead of blaming everyone else around you. My mentor said, losers blame everyone else and they speak in generalities. Everybody's doing this. Everything is bad. Everyone says, no matter how many. He said to me, how many? Everybody, Barb, or one? Everything or something? Quit talking like a loser, Barb. Losers speak in generalities. Winners take responsibility. It's not about everyone, everything, and all the stuff. It's about you. And when I made a decision to self-examine and say, am I really doing my best? Am I really practicing humility, vulnerability, speaking the true hard facts, or am I blaming it on everyone else so I look good, so I can justify that I'm a creep, so that I can justify that I didn't have integrity, so that I could justify that I did something based on greed, so that I could justify that I had an addiction, or I told a lie, or I did something that wasn't completely honest? I'm telling you guys, the minute you say, I'm sorry, I messed up, I'm going to get better, I'm going to try harder, I'm going to learn, I'm going to stay, and I'm going to care, you will be amazed. Your income will explode. Your relationships will be so healthy. It takes good communication. Sometimes you got to call it like it is. And that hasn't always been my strength, because I want people to love me, and I love people, and I care too much, right? I don't ever want to hurt their feelings. I'm over that. Let's just get straight with people. If you want to have staying power, if you really want to care, if you want to build an empire, if you want to try something and have a coach that will help you succeed and absolutely crush your goals and build an empire and have financial freedom, or a business, or a garden, or whatever it is, go find someone that's actually doing it and learn from them. If I want my marriage to be good, I don't go ask somebody that's never been married. If I want my finances to be good, I don't go talk to someone that's in, debt collections. If I want my network marketing business to be good, I go talk to the guy that built the biggest companies in the world, and I say, teach me your ways and tell me what not to do. And when he says what not to do, no matter how bad I want to go do it, I listen. Some of you, your teachability index on a scale of 1 to 10 is like a 2. Your teachability index is more important than your message, your product, anything. You've got to have a really big dream. You've got to want it so bad that you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. And secondly, you got to be teachable and coachable. So if that's you, drop in the comments, I'm coachable. I'll start sending you some really good stuff that will help you to read and learn and grow and try and stay. And most importantly, to care. I can't make anybody be any different than they are, but I will tell you what will change you: failure, pain, and suffering. And I have had my fair share, and I will tell you today, that pain gives me a purpose like nothing I've ever had, and you're going to see it in massive and immediate action. So thank you guys for tuning in, trying to keep it brief. Share this with anybody you think would get something from it, and drop in the comments, what was your one takeaway today that was like, boom. It was just like, dang, like you wrote it down. And I want you to write that down, and I want you to say, if that was really my gut feeling, why did I hear that so strongly? And what do I need to do to get better? And when you get better, let me tell you, everything around you will get better. The common denominator of all your problems, I'm going to cushion this with a little bit of velvet and of ice. The common denominator to every single problem you have is you. It's you. So get better. Try, learn, grow, care, stay, make a commitment, and be coachable. I look forward to seeing you next Saturday. Please share this with anybody you think would get some good energy, and tell me if I wasn't right. Do you feel better now than you did at the beginning of this broadcast? And if so, feel good now is the mission. Feel good now is the purpose. Feel good now is the message. And the only reason why I can share that with you is because there was a lot of times in my life I didn't feel good. I didn't feel good. and I had to find a way to change the narrative. And I want you to do the same thing. Thank you guys for listening. I'll see you next Saturday on No Guts, No Story. Have a good day, everyone.